Now, where else on a Sunday morning can you hear the Beatles? I mean, come on. We're the Sound Alike Choir. We're so grateful to be here with you this morning. We're going to kick it off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Please welcome our guest singer, Terry Burrell.
Your love is lifting me, keeps
Please join us for our opening song, Grateful. 1, 2, 3, and...
Rumor has it we were over there dancing. Oh my God. Hey, Baton Bob, you're looking good. How about Terry Burrell? Terry Burrell. Terry Burrell, for those of you who might not know, has written a play about the life of Ethel Waters that just got picked up by the Alliance Theater for next year. Yes, sounded like choir. Our amazing band. And our creative director, Penelope Williams. We give another shout out to our executive director, David Aurelio, who is still in Ohio, but will be back with us on Thursday, so he'll be back with you next week. So we're excited about that. And last night here in Atlanta was the Human Rights Campaign Gala in downtown. And lots and lots of people there. Dr. Jill Biden, the wife of our vice president, was the guest speaker. And before the dinner happened, people were roaming around. There was a silent auction. And more than once, I would say about 4 times, I was tapped on the shoulder and they went, "We watch you." So to those of you who are watching us, what we would like to say is, come on out and there's a chair. So come on and be with us. But there are so many people who are watching from so many various places across our globe. And so we just want to send our love and our appreciation to you. And thank you for making Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta your home with us today. So since David Aurelio isn't here again, you get me for announcements one more time. Isn't that fabulous? Thank you. You know, I need some encouragement. All right. So for this month, we've got a couple of things that are happening. Our education is continuing. If you are interested and you want to have a live and in-person experience in class, we will be continuing our study of the Science of Mind textbook on Thursday nights, which will take place. A new series will begin this Thursday night. It's a love offering basis, so you're free to join us at any point, and you can register and sign up. That kind of gives us an indication of how many people to expect. Our Spiritual Living Institute is going to be kicking off tomorrow again with my course on my book, as well as Joel Fotinas. And so there will be people to assist you if you want to take that last effort to join those particular classes. And we have a thing that we do every year. It's called Increased Income. And your responsibility, if you sign up for this program, it's very simple. Here's your responsibility. Pay attention. How many of you can pay attention? All right. Not everybody? Okay, all right. You weren't paying attention when I said that. Increased income is about paying attention. So for the month of May, the flyers, the trifolds are out in the lobby. All you have to do is to sign up for that. You get assigned a practitioner, and then for the entire month of June, you pay attention. Pay attention to all of the unexpected income, all the increased income that might come to you. We ask that you then put 10% of that to SLCA, and as David Aurelio loves to say, you take that 90% and you buy yourself something pretty. But you know what unexpected income is? It's like you reach into the coat pocket and there's something there, or something comes into the mail, or you get a raise. Some of you might win the lotto. I'm praying for that one. 90% you keep, 10% goes to us. And so all you have to do is pay attention. And so it's very fun, and it's putting our principle into action. This is a very tangible, wonderful technique that you get to align with. So we'll be taking those registrations throughout the month of May, and then we'll start the program in June. And then this Friday night, we're hoping that you will come. We are co-sponsoring the New Thought movie. It's the second edition of this documentary, which is filmed and created by documentarian John Miller. He will be with us. The movie will be shown at City of Light, MCC, across the freeway over by the McDonald's. The show time is at 7 o'clock. Tickets are $10. And we are presenting this with CSL Midtown, CSL Trinity, and City of Light themselves. And so we just hope you'll come out and watch this wonderful, wonderful documentary about the roots of our history of the New Thought philosophy. And I believe that's it. Yay. All right. Would you, oh, yes, that wasn't it. Any first-time visitors, if you would raise your hand. All right, be keeping them raised. Thank you. What you are being given is a blank case that you can redeem after the service at our welcome table for a special gift, which is especially designed for you, and it's our way of saying thank you for just blessing us with your presence today. Last thing, also in your program, you'll notice a goals and aspirations sheet. What we are visioning and intending is the way in which we can expand our broadcasting capability. It's going to require some upkeep in regards to equipment. We will eventually move this away, put that into where Robert is. Hey, Robert, wave. That's Robert's booth. We will have some robotic cameras that will be attached to the grid up there, so it just enhances what the quality of what we're able to put out. And so this is in addition to, the board said, please make sure it's in addition to your regular tithes and contributions. I believe there's an extra envelope in there if you want to give towards this. We'll see how fast as a community we can manifest this. So that would be very cool, right? Awesome. Please stand with me. Your program inside has the Declaration of Principle, and so I invite you to read this with me together. I believe in one God, one absolute power and first cause to all things. I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love. I believe that all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe in the unity of all life and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all. A new song inside your program for the month of May. those around you and say, welcome and good morning. Wonderful energy. Yes. If you would, take that energy and just breathe it in, because that energy is life. Bring that life inside of you with a permissive heart. And as we prepare for our contemplative time, I offer that you can even take things off of your lap and open up your body posture, as in receiving a gift. Continue those centering breaths, grounding yourself, as we are led in our affirmative prayer this morning with our practitioner, Deetra.
Good morning. Good morning. So let's just center ourselves and breathe in that place. This week I have been affirming peace. All the goings on in the world are distractions. So let's just leave those right here and right now and acknowledge the one power, the one presence, called by many names: Yahweh, Jehovah, Spirit, God, Creator. In this moment, I choose to call that one infinite Spirit God. For I know that the absolute power and the absolute presence of God is all that there is. I claim my unity with this oneness right here and right now. And I invite you to join me in the I am. I am peace. The peace that surpasses all understanding. God is my source of peace. I eliminate any thoughts of anything unlike peace. I eliminate those thoughts of fear. I push them aside. I throw them in the garbage. For there is only love. I know that God is love. Therefore, I am love. I express love in all of my interactions. And I wake up the love within each and every person so that there is no separation. There's only the isness of God, of love, expressing in each and every person on this planet. I speak forth the love of God, that they wake up to the love gene within them. For I know that the love gene within me and each and every one in the sound of my voice, that we are awake, that everyone is aware that love is the only answer. Peace, be still. I breathe in the essence of that peace and allow that to emanate from every aspect of my being. And I know this truth for myself, and I know this truth for each and every human on this planet. And so I just breathe in that knowingness that there is no separation, there's only God. So it is from this heart full of gratitude, of the knowingness that there's only the love, only the peace. And the power and the presence of my word that I speak is truly the power of the one claiming peace. So it is in this moment that I just say, thank you, Father, Mother God. Thank you for the peace on this planet. I claim it and I know it to be. And I allow that truth to the law to take it and manifest that in each and every one of our lives, individually and collectively. And know this truth with me, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Deidre. Good morning. As you were strengthened, we are strengthened. As our choir is strengthened, we can just look upon our membership to know each member has a vital part of that. Each of you is a vital part of our community. And our community has been enriched so much by our practitioner core. And in part, we have our own practitioner that has strengthened our choir through prayer and through meditation and through one-on-one counsel, through support through our entire year. And I just wanted you to acknowledge our practitioner, Victoria Peoples. Thank you.
God is. God is my protection. God, my God, my all and all. God my light in darkness. Whoa. God, my God, my all and all. God is the joy and the strength of my life. God is all pain, misery and strife. God is to keep me, never to leave me, never ever come short of His word. God is stay in the narrow way. God in my life, clean every day. I got to go within. There is no lack. I come too far, and I'll never turn back. God God is all pain, misery, and strife. God is to keep me, never to leave me, never ever comes short of His word. God is in the narrow way. God is my life, clean every day. God is within. There is no lack. I've come too far, and I'll never turn back. God is. God is. God is. God is. God is my all and God is my all and
Victoria Peoples and the Sound of Light Choir. Wow. So welcome to an extraordinary month of May, which I have decided will be the month of creativity. The month of creativity, and you know, if you're going to pick a topic about creativity, then you have to be creative. And so what might happen this morning might appear to be a little bit out of the norm, but it will be in alignment with our theme, and I think you're going to want to take notes. So if you want to borrow a Kleenex from a neighbor and write on that, we've got some good stuff for you today. All right, so Carl Jung, the wonderful psychologist, said that we each have within us a living fountain of instinct. Living fountain of instinct from which flows all creativity. And so you, as a living fountain of instinct, are a walking, breathing vessel of infinite creativity. Infinite creativity, so much so that you sound like a phone going off. That's how creative you are. And so, when we start to think about this, there are some things that we can establish in order to understand more about just how powerful you are as a creative being. Number one is the word energy. When you understand that everything is actually energy, and energy in and of itself is infinite, it's limitless. You and I then know and acquire and study and begin to articulate the way in which we're going to harness that energy. But energy in and of itself is what? It's boundless. It's life itself. So you are a being of energy. And the thoughts that you and I think are energetic thoughts. Those thoughts are not stagnant, but those thoughts are creative. They are in motion. What we understand is that when we use our mind from the realm of the objective, that we are constantly choosing, we are constantly thinking, and as those thoughts are going around, there are particular thoughts that we select and initiate. Select and initiate. That's how we channel the energy of thought. Thoughts going through, we select and initiate. We don't select all thoughts, right? But there are certain thoughts that we are constantly picking out of the infinite ether of all mind and initiating into what we call the subconscious or the subjective mind. And that formulates the quality of our life. That's where effect comes from. That's where form, matter, everything that exists within our life has its origin in the way in which we have selected and initiated a thought. And so when we select a thought, perhaps that has been with us for a very long time, probably started somewhere unconsciously long ago, that sounds like this: I'm not enough. There are dozens of other people who could do things more higher and better than I can, so why bother? And so if that's a thought that is selected and initiated, then what happens is we begin to live a life of seeming futility. Meaning that we still get up, we still operate, we still go to a work, or we still take care of our families, or we still do things like that. But there's this undercurrent of why bother? But if we begin to wake up to that and go, I don't like this feeling anymore. I go back to that particular thought pattern and I go, I don't want to select that anymore. What I want to start selecting and initiating is a thought that says, I matter. That me, as this infinite, boundless energy system, I matter. And what I bring to the table matters. And what I bring to the table, there's somebody who wants to feed from what it is that I'm producing. And so when you start to select and initiate that, that begins to change the direction, the quality of our lives. It's a very simple understanding of spiritual law. But energy is the propulsion, it's the motion behind all of that. And what I want you to understand about energy and yourself as an energetic being is that energy and the acquisition of that is limitless. Limitless. So, for example, here's the idea of a race thought. A race thought is a thought that is thought by the masses. That by the time you get a certain age, you start to poop out. You start to lose energy, right? You need some Vita Vegemin like Lucy, remember that episode? to bring back your energy, right? And so, is that true? Or is that something that you have heard over and over and over again for so long that by the time you reach that particular age, you already subconsciously have adopted that and you start to feel this depletion of energy? Has energy actually depleted? No, but your acquisition of it has. And so you become right. You become your own self-fulfilling prophecy. So energy in and of itself is limitless. The other thing to understand is the word creation. Creation is also limitless. Creation is described as the all in all. It is birthless and deathless. It is that which is our world. It's the ether. In quantum physics, it's called the field. It's the arena of all idea. But the thing that is so beautiful to understand about creation is that everything, and our founder, Ernest Holmes, reminds us of this, that everything has already been created. So that desire that you have, that desire for some change in your life, that desire for something more in your life, that thing already has substance and form. It's already been created because it lives in the limitless field of that creative energy. And so our responsibility is to, number one, know that, and then begin to select and initiate our thoughts according to that particular desire, which tells us my solution already exists. That which I desire is already in creation. That perfect job, that job already exists. That beautiful home that I want to call my own, my sanctuary, that space, that sacred space already exists. That right and perfect intimate relationship, that person is already a living, breathing entity walking on this planet. They're already there. Those things already exist. If they already exist, then what's our responsibility to be in alignment with that? You have to know that. And not only do you have to know that, but then you have to be accountable in returning to that knowing on a daily basis. So we have energy, which is limitless. We have creation, which already is, which is also limitless. And then we have evolution. And evolution is what happens to you and I when we access creation. Do you get that? Evolution is what happens to you, the individual, the soul of you, when you access that infinite field of creation. So, your evolution then is dependent upon how well you participate with creation. You govern the rate at which you evolve. You govern the rate at which you evolve. And so to evolve means I go from this particular mindset to this particular mindset and experience. I have chosen or adapted or switched or changed or morphed my thinking in such a way that I have expanded from what I once was to where I am now. And what do you know about evolution? It too is limitless. And so imagine the number of years that you have on this planet. You are the one that is in charge of the rate of your evolution by the way in which you access that which already is through thought. You've got energy, you've got creation, and you've got personal evolution. Remember how we joked, oh, evolve already. Meaning that you are in charge. You are the one. I can decide that I will hang on to this grudge and I will chew it like a cow chews cud over and over and over again. And that's all I'll talk about. You know, it even morphs and changes my face muscles because I've talked about it so much. And that's what I become. And so I don't really evolve much because I hang on to that story. But you and I have the power to drop the story and to evolve. You govern the rate of your evolution. And so our responsibility is to evolve. As creative beings, this is a month of creativity, as a creative being which has limitless opportunity to tap into that creativity. It is our responsibility to evolve, and to evolve means to engage in that act of creativity. Creativity is not just the use of your imagination. It is the use of your imagination followed by an act of creation. We often say that everybody's got a talent. Everybody's talented. You know, whether you can blow bubbles through your nose when you drink a soft drink, everybody's got a talent, right? Or whether you can play the violin at La Scala, everybody's got a talent. Everybody's got a talent. But see, talent in and of itself is a dime a dozen. But when you take talent and you interweave it and merge it with passion, everybody has passion. But you see, not everybody merges their passion with their talent. But when you do, that's when the igniting fire of creativity is birthed. Everybody has a passion. All you have to do is think about what it is that you desire, and your passion is right behind there. It's resting in this place of waiting for your personal permission to let it out. Your passion, when ignited with your talent, sparks and brings to life your creativity, your soul's mission and purpose and beauty and enhancement of our planet. Your creativity is there, and every single person has that. So having these great ideas and thoughts is not enough to be creative, because there needs to be producing. You see, your creativity needs to be produced. There needs to be a production of creativity in order for the world to be able to feed off of the table of your passion. That was good. I don't know if I could say it again. Roll the tape. Roll the tape. You see, you have to produce. There has to be production with your passion. And you have to trust and know, if you're dealing, again, with infinite possibility, you've got to know then that the desire that is planted inside of your heart comes with all of the ways and means to bring that desire to fruition. You see, you and I get caught up in, how's this going to work? It's not your business to know how. It's your business to give breath and life and permission to the desire. That's all. To be a living fountain of instinct means that you instinctually know that that desire in there has a life. And you don't get to pinch it off with your doubt. You don't get to pinch it off with your history. You don't get to pinch it off with the opinions of everybody else around you. You keep that stuff to yourself. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, be careful about your big idea and who you tell your big idea to. Because guess what will happen when you do spread your big idea around? Everybody who had a big idea, who didn't ignite their passion with their creativity, will tell you it won't work. You have to be sure that who you share those things with instinctually inside of you is on the same page as you mentally and understands the expansive nature of all of life itself. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, explained that each soul must discover for themselves that they stand in the midst of an eternal creative power. You stand in the midst of this, in it, not to the side of it, not waiting for it to come, but you stand in it, you sit in it, you are in it right now. That eternal creative power, which, he says, presses itself around our own thought and casts back to us glorified all that we think. I love that. We're glorified, So can you imagine what you think, if you're thinking I'm not enough, it's going to cast that back to you glorified that you are not enough. And oh my God, can you imagine the people that you're going to attract? That'll help you know that that's your reality. You ever had any of those? Do you get it? It's not them, it's you. You're the one, I'm the one who thought that. You see? What's so beautiful about understanding the way in which the creative process and the law works is that in the realm of the objective, object, what it is that we see, where we have the desire and where we pick that thought, where we select and initiate that thought, it travels into the beautiful subconscious, whose only job is to be the willing servant to receive whatever it is that you select and initiate. But the beautiful part that we learn in this teaching is that that subconscious part of you is not just your subconscious. It's also the subconscious of the person sitting next to you, the person behind you and in front of you. It is the subconscious, are you ready, of every living historical being that ever had conscience. It's the warehouse of all thought, not just yours, of all thought. So imagine this. I pick a thought that says, I'm not good enough. I select that unconsciously, but I just, out of habit, that's my go-to response about everything, right? I hide back, I shrivel, I'm a wallflower. I do all of these things to not get into a place of honoring that passion and that talent. So I pick that thought. It travels into the subconscious, right? But guess what it does? It aligns with all of the other beings historically who have ever thought that they are not good enough. Good times. Wow. Imagine, you are just getting in a marching line of I'm not good enough by anyone who has ever thought that, traveling through the subconscious, and you, like a soldier in formation, continue the same productivity of less than. But you pick, I am more than enough. My creativity matters. At every single corner, I am met by support in ways expected and unexpected. My talent has value. There are people who are hungry and waiting for what it is that I have to give them. I choose and know. I claim, as the choir sang, I claim the blessing of that knowing right here and right now. I cannot wait to get out into the activity of this day to see the way in which the universe perfectly and meticulously brings this to my plate where I feed and I am nourished and I am enough. I pick that. So I pick that. I pick that just as I picked the other thought. Where does it go? It travels into the subconscious, the universal subconscious, the universal subjective mind, where it aligns with every single individual who has picked the same kind of empowering thought. And you then walk in the shoes of greatness. You walk in the shoes of genius. Your mind is the mind of any individual who has produced some of the most miraculous things that our human race has ever experienced. You're not separate from them. You are a part of the same creative mind. That's what creativity is. That's what one mind means. Your mind is not your mind alone. Your mind is the universal mind. It is the mind that created worlds. That's how much potentiality is bursting inside of you. That's how necessary it is for you to understand and acknowledge the desire and fuse it with your passion. That is what needs to happen. And so I've been richly blessed and working with a mentor, and he goes, that's a technique. I was telling him what I do, and the way in which I shared with you sometimes, I talk in the car all the time. I have deliberate dialogues. And he goes, that's a technique. And he goes, you see, technique becomes your testimonial. And we need a technique. We all need a technique. Instead of just theory, instead of just passively listening, it's time to design a technique that's going to work for you in order for you to bring that passion and that talent together. So I came up with my 3D technique in deliberate dialoguing. Number one is you got to know your desire. And don't tell me you don't know, because you do. Everybody knows what they desire. In the privacy, in the closet of your own heart, you know exactly what it is that you desire. Now you bring that desire to the forefront. You remove it from the back burner, you bring it to the front burner, and you give it the spotlight and the attention that it deserves. And you begin to breathe into that desire, passion. And then the second D is you become deliberate then in the way in which you dialogue about that desire. You become deliberate in your focus of that desire. You see it there. You create the mental prototype of that. And the third D is the dialogue. You start to dialogue about that desire as if that thing is a given, because you know what? It's already been created. But you see, if you don't have a technique, then this still remains in theory, doesn't it? It's just something in theory. But if you have the desire and you're deliberate in bringing that desire to the forefront of your consciousness and you begin to dialogue with that desire, you cannot help but see the fruits of your technique, because your technique becomes your testimony. And so a couple of months ago, I get, like you do, I'm sure, hundreds of emails a day. And as I was, scanning, I have this system where I scan and delete and try to get, what I can address that day. And one of them caught my eye. In fact, it was in my spam folder, and but it had publishing in it. So I went, what? And it was from a national publishing contest or award. It's sponsored by the Independent Publisher Book Awards, which is the world's largest international and regional book award competition. And I began to look at, well, what's this? And it had 70 categories, everything from fiction and nonfiction to cookbooks to children's books to every genre of writing that you can imagine. And I was scrolling down, boom, inspirational/spiritual. And it said, here's how you enter. So I thought, I'm going to enter my book, So I put it in and filled out the paperwork and sent it off. And I kept thinking about this submission. And so I decided 3D technique. Let's play around with this. So for literally 2 months in my car, I was accepting my award. I had so much fun, you see, because here's the thing. It isn't so much about the award. It's the fact that my thoughts are focused on something that brings me joy. You get it? Rather than worrying about something, rather than stewing in anger about what somebody did or did not do for you, being upset about traffic. You could sit in your car and you can deliberately dialogue with things that expand your heart, that open up your creativity, that speak from that present tense solution. So I'm accepting my award. And it was so funny because it morphed over the 2 months, It was like, I want to thank, No, it was the... But it was like, hey, wow, I saw this email and I almost didn't open it. And I, in this day and age, I opened it. That's a mini miracle in and of itself. I visualized the feel of the metal in my hand. Did the circumference, did it have ridges like a quarter, or was it smooth? And so I got another email this week, and it said announcements for the winners coming this Thursday. I was like, ooh. And so Thursday was a fabulous day for me because I had my radio interview with Michael Beckwith. And that will be aired at the end of May. And we had such a great time. And I was all high and giddy from the interview. I hung it up, I opened my email box again, and boom, announcements. And so I click on, and it says, and I'm reading all the national, regional, national. So I click on the national link, and I'm scrolling, all those categories. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what it feels like to be in this expectation energy. You ever been there? It's just like, whoa! And that heightened sense of adrenaline and the rush that's there. I'm scrolling, where is Inspiration Spiritual? My God, wow. Category number 56, Best Inspirational Spiritual for 2015. Silver medal, The Grass is Greener, right here, David Ault. That story would have sucked if I didn't win. Out of 6,000 title entries, selected from all 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia, 8 Canadian provinces, and 34 other countries around the globe. Your technique becomes your testimony. And so I understood how simple this all is. But here's the thing. We run away from things that are simple. The power is in the simplicity. To be a living fountain of instinct means that you've got to keep that fountain clean. I remember in the last place I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in Los Angeles almost 24 years. And the last place I lived was the best. And it was on horse property. And it was run by this eccentric woman her family had been there for decades, ever since even before the Second World War. And it was kind of abandoned now. There weren't any horses there, but it had these beautiful cottages that sat on a huge amount of acreage. And she said, you can do whatever you want to. And she gave me carte blanche to be able to fix the place up, and I did. And I inherited this old funky fountain right in front of my cottage that didn't work. And I made the mistake of inviting some feng shui expert over, and she goes, ooh, that's not good. You can't have a non-functioning fountain in front of your house. Evil will come, So I rip the thing apart, and I pull out the old motor, and things are rusted, and I replace all this stuff and assemble it back together and fill it up, and it runs beautifully. And it was just so amazing. And I had fuchsia that hung over, and the hummingbirds would come and dive bomb in there, and I would just sit in awe in mornings for my meditation in front of this fountain. And it would be like that for like 4 days, and then the fountain would go... And then it was like, And so what I would see is all the limbs and the trees and the algae would clog it up, and I would have to go and I'd have to scrub it out, and I had to disassemble it. And I got so mad at this fountain. I was like, God, can't you stay clean? But then once I went through the process and I filled it all up again, and then it would run beautifully again. And then it dawned on me, this is you, David. Why get mad at you? Why get mad at the fountain when you can turn this into a spiritual practice? You can look at the cleaning of this fountain as a spiritual practice. And so you can go and very, very consciously and very mindfully begin to clean this out. You can fill it up mindfully. You can enjoy the benefits of that. And it's the same thing with your mind. Because you see, if we're not careful, we fall back into the unconsciousness of picking things that out of habit that aren't true and aren't in alignment with our passion. And so I wanted to do something different because our book this month is called Creativity on Demand. I like that because that's really the truth. It's on demand if you pick it, right? And little did I know that when I ordered it and I had Scheherazade order it, that it is centered around the cultivation of chi, which is the energy, the ancient energy that is taught in Tai Chi and Qigong. And it says that in the cultivation of this chi, if you bring that energy back to life, then you reset this physically so that you are in alignment with your creativity. I'm going to ask Dr. Baji Daniels to come up. And she's got a spotlight and risers. So what would you... Stand up, everybody. We're accessing our creativity.
Namaste. The book that Reverend David referenced has many exercises in it to teach us how to access that creative universal energy. And we all desire that. We all want that. And so I'm going to demonstrate and invite you to participate to the degree that you can, being in close proximity here. There are 5 postures that Michael Gelb, the author of this beautiful book that I know you will want to read, he presents within the first 36 pages. And the first one is just a posture of relaxation. So just let your arms drop, palms facing inward toward the body, and take a stance that is comfortable distance apart. And imagine, we're using our imagination here, imagine that there is a very strong cord. Some people visualize it as gold, some as silver. And this cord, this thread, it's attached to the crown point of your head. And it pulls you up. So you feel yourself growing tall when you inhale. And when you exhale, you just gently sink, allowing your knees to soften. And the breath comes from a place below the navel called the dantian. So when you breathe in, the belly gets big and you rise. And when you exhale, you contract the abdomen and you just gently sink. It's almost imperceptible. You're breathing slowly. And you're gathering energy from the crown, and that energy is traveling all the way down to your feet. And you're getting energy through the points on the feet referred to as the bubbling spring. So the earth energy and the heaven energy. And you're just there in the middle, relaxing and breathing. Michael Gelb, the author, says, if you can do this for 1 minute, that's good. Then you can build up to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and even more. The second posture, he calls this the posture of wisdom. Allow your palms to raise up, and I know you're constricted by space, but bring them up, up, up. Over the top of the head, turn the palms upward to the heavens. Fingertips pointed in toward each other. And just breathe and allow this creative universal energy to find its way down through that crown point, down, down, all the way down through your body. Relax and receive. Do not hold your breath, breathe. Allow the palms to just drift slowly down. You would have done that for 1 minute. The palms just come down. Slowly. And now the palms will turn upward and right in front of the dantian. The fingers are not touching the body. Fingers are not touching each other. They're open. You're drawing the energy down into the dantian area. Relax the shoulders. You're not rigid. There's no tightness, no constriction. Knees are loose, feet equally balanced and relaxed on the floor. Breathe. Pulling that energy in with your thoughts, with your intention. This is called the posture of wisdom. Open the palms and just let them drift back down. And then you're going to let the hands drift up, and the fingertips will turn and point to each other. Thumbs up, relaxing the hands, relaxing the whole body, shoulders relaxed, knees slightly bent. And what you're going to do, the center point in the palm, called the lagoon, with your mind, you're radiating your heart. This is the posture of love, pulling love into yourself. Breathe. Relax. After you've done that for 1 moment, 2 moments, 3 or more, turn the hands down. Just let them slowly drift down. And the last one, bring the hands around, palms down. When the left hand gets to the front of your dantian, turn it up. And bring the right hand, fingers pointed upward, right in front of your sternum. And you will stand in this posture. This is the posture of the universe. Conscious, breath, relaxed, oneness, power. You're accessing the energy. It doesn't matter whether you believe this stuff or not, just do it. It's another technique, and if you do it regularly, he says, 1 minute every day, those 5 postures, your technique will become your testimony. And just let the hand drift back down, and you're back in the relaxed posture. I thank you for allowing me to demonstrate. Namaste.
Acknowledge Baji like this. There we go. Keep that energy. You may be seated. And so it is. That's our talk today. I'm going to ask the choir to go ahead and prepare to come in, and the ushers are preparing for our tithes and offerings. While they're doing that, now that she's walking in, I'm going to ask if Paula Davis will lead us in our grateful giving.
Okay. I'm grateful for so many different things, but I wanted to tell everybody, I really wanted to thank the community because about 2 months ago, I was working up in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And I got really sick and went to the emergency room thinking it was just something very simple. But once I got to the emergency room doctor told me, well, I can't treat you. You're going to have to go. Either you get your friend to take you, or I'm going to call an ambulance. You're going to the hospital. So I found out then that I was only 5 to 10% of my kidneys were working at the time. And so I was having renal failure. I didn't know I was having renal failure. And I also had pneumonia at the same time. So I had pneumonia and renal failure, and I was just like, I don't think I'm going to make it through this. But the good thing was that I spoke to David, and David said, girl, you're going to make it through. You're coming through. You're going to make it through. And every single day, I had Essie called me every single day. I was in the hospital, and she called me, and Victoria called me, and there's so many people around here called me, but I was so sick, I couldn't talk to everybody. So I really wanted to thank a lot of people that called me when I was very, very ill. I was in the hospital 10 days, and I made it through and then came back here and just kind of recovered. But it took me some time, and I'm still recovering a little bit. I think I'm probably at 95%, 99% right now, so I'm very good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I really want you all to realize how special this place is. I mean, it's so special. So anytime that you are feeling down, you need to come here and volunteer, okay? We have usher volunteer, we have greeter volunteer. Be a greeter and you can smile at everybody. I mean, it will make you really happy coming through the door every single day. So come here and volunteer. When I was out of work, I was out of work last year for like 4 months, and I came here and volunteered. That was my thing, because I wanted to be around this spiritual center. So I'm just saying this is precious. So make sure you're giving to the center. I'm talking about not only your money, but your tithes of time. You got to do both of them. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of things. And it will be a benefit to you, because it was a benefit to me. So thanks all the practitioners for everybody. And so let's do our grateful giving. I live in the abundance as I freely and joyfully give. I join in the divine flow, and all that I share returns to me multiplied and abundantly, and so it is. Thank you so much.
How's everybody doing? If you're feeling good, say yeah. So we're going to do one more number for you, and this is going to close our first season. We're going to take a short break until September, but we invite you to take us home with you outside. We have some product, so a few CDs, say hello, and it's been such an honor serving you, choir, and Penelope. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. But in the meantime, we still have today to celebrate, right? Yes. So everybody say lovely day. Lovely day. I say lovely day. Lovely day. I say lovely day. Lovely Band. Day. 1, 2, 3.
Upon my face is Come on. When I think of you, it's alright with me. Oh, just one of me. It's gonna be a lovely day. It's a lovely day. Sounded like choir.
Woo! Ty Andrews. Sound of Light Choir. We are going to miss them till September, so we're glad that you got to be a part of us. Let's all stand together. I invite our amazing practitioner body to come. They are here to do affirmative prayer for you, to take that talent and to infuse it with passion and to give birth to your creativity. So allow them to do that amazing prayer work as we sing our closing song together.